Thank you. Good afternoon. So my name is Nathalie Pignard-Chenel, and I'm very happy with my colleague Sébastien Salerno to present our project done in partnership with Le Temps and with the collaboration of Vincent Carlino, who is here, and Jan Rieder.
Is it easier? Can we use this one?
So the main focus of our research was to analyze the news practices of young audiences, their expectations in terms of content and news formats, and more specifically their exposure to fake news and their opinion about it.
So to carry out this project, we combined several social science methods, from individual interviews and focus group with young people, 18 to 25, to large surveys about news practices during the COVID-19 lockdown in Switzerland. You have here an overview of the research, which consists of 5 phases. We will focus just on one phase, phase 3, the most experimental, maybe also the most visual one, which aimed to design news formats for young audiences by young audiences.
Thank you. For this phase, we conducted a workshop with students in journalism at the Académie du journalisme et des médias in Neuchâtel, with Le Temps, of course, and with a coach journalist, Charles-Henri Groux, who is head of video at Le Monde in France. So the challenge for our students was to work on editorial concepts for young people. And for that, they used our material, our research material, and specifically our research from the focus group with young people. They also worked on grammars and narratives specific to some platforms like Instagram and TikTok. And finally, what was very important for us was to encourage our students to play with formats, with the codes of this platform, as we see in the 2 videos, while of course respecting the editorial line and the identity of our media partner, Le Temps.
Okay. So we are going to show you now 2 examples of formats. Focus groups and quantitative surveys showed that young people are aware and agile, also confronted with fake news. What interests them is not so much knowing what is true, what is false, but rather the mechanism of fake news, why they appear, how they spread, and what benefits they served. Very important, what benefits they served. The students have imagined an anti-fake challenge that takes up the codes of Instagram, a little bit of Snapchat also. The students created 3 pilots that served as a content test during our research. So maybe we can see a video, just 1-minute video, if it's possible.
Salut à tous, c'est lundi, j'espère que vous allez bien, que vous êtes bien réveillés. 4e étape de notre anti-fake challenge du temps. Aujourd'hui, on va bosser sur les deepfakes. Et pour bien commencer, regardez ça.
Relic from a distant day that long since should have died away, dishonorably mentioned is the pitiful impressionist.
Un deepfake, c'est en fait une technique basée sur l'intelligence artificielle qui superpose un fichier sur une vidéo existante et ça permet de faire dire à des gens n'importe quoi, comme à Kim Jong-un qu'il aime la fondue.
J'adore la fondue! J'adore la fondue!
Selon des chercheurs aux États-Unis du MIT, les deepfakes sont une arme parfaite pour déstabiliser les marchés financiers, voire même influencer directement des élections politiques. En septembre 2019, on estimait que 14 000 deepfakes circulaient sur le net et 96% d'entre elles sont à caractère pornographique. Emma Watson ou Scarlett Johansson en ont par exemple fait les frais.
To introduce the second video, I will give you two results of our survey. First, young people are interested in news. They are also familiar with legacy media. They consider them of quality. This is good news. The bad news is that they don't feel represented by them nor by their journalists. They think them as, I would say, old white men, to caricature. Our students so try to explore a form of proximity or even of relatability of young people toward journalists, like a mirror effect. And as you will see now, this is a very short format. It is thought for TikTok, but it could be seen as one element of a more horizontal and maybe dialogical approach of news.
Salut, moi c'est Maria Maëlle, j'ai 24 ans, je suis journaliste web autant, mais je suis aussi un peu footballeuse. Tennis, natation, le sport ça me permet de me défouler, surtout après une longue journée de travail. Je joue depuis que je suis à l'Uni, mais j'ai aussi longtemps joué au quartier comme on dit. Maintenant, je joue au FC Champel. Je suis défenseuse et mon numéro, c'est le 5. Et je vous cache pas qu'il m'arrive de venir en training à la rédaction. Le lundi c'est plutôt tenue civile, le mardi c'est plutôt training. Ça choque personne à la rédaction, ça fait partie de ma personnalité. Des fois c'est vrai à Madrid. Autant vous dire que mes tenues suscitent toujours de vifs débats au sein de la rédaction. Mais bon, de toute façon, mes collègues sont tous des footix. Et pourtant, je ne suis pas journaliste sportive. Mes amis pensent souvent que c'est le cas. Ça arrive même à mes collègues de me surnommer Neymar. Bon allez, ciao, c'est l'heure de l'entraînement.
Maybe better to see it on a smartphone, not on a big screen, but you can see other formats in the area demonstration.
Okay, so we've done. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much to the EMI. We're happy to
Thank
share
you.
with
Thank you very much.